Hey there, Michelle. How's everything going today?
Hey, good, Lindsay. How are you?
Awesome. I'm excited to talk about food and cooking. Have you done any cooking lately?
Not too much. I feel like my dinners have really gone down, kind of down the.
Gone downhill? Uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly. Not so great. But how about you? Have you been cooking anything recently?
I still haven't learned to cook.
Yeah.
But I will say I was on a search for a good salad dressing. I eat a ton of greens. Like I eat so much kale and spinach and arugula. So it's like I need a good salad dressing that's not store bought because then you get all those chemicals, especially in the US, right? You get all the additives. So I found a great recipe for a mint, like a yogurt base with mint dressing.
Oh.
So good. So yes, I have been cooking, Michelle. I've
Oh
been
well,
cooking
that's
salad
wow. Your
dressings
own salad dressing.
with
That's
a
pretty.
blender and everything. It's very
Well, so
impressive.
what do you mean you don't cook? You do cook.
Yeah, just getting started here.
Yeah. Do you have any desires to cook more?
Not really. It's fun making that salad dressing, but yeah, I'm not really the cook in the house. So, we need to
Yeah.
let people know if they have the talents, they can do it.
Yeah, stay in your lane, right?
Stay in your lane. Good expression, by the way.
Yeah, stay in your lane. Yeah, I should do an episode on that.
You
A
should.
anyway, but so we've talked about this a little bit, but we're gonna talk about cooking more. So usually with a recipe, you have specific measurements. So these
Okay.
are words that we're gonna go over today that apparently, there are words that have specific measurements, but they might be very small. So we use certain words for them, right? You don't necessarily say like a cup, for everything or
Yes.
half a cup. Sometimes things are just smaller. So how can we talk about
Yes.
that, right? Like these teeny tiny measurements.
Yeah, and as I'm looking at what we're gonna show our listeners today, these are measurements that are not exactly they're not exact, right?
Right. That's the other
These are
part.
the yeah, these are the ones that I'm always confused about when I see a recipe, a dash, a dollop, like, what is that? How much
Right.
is that actually supposed to be?
Right. It's true. And I think the thing is, like with cooking, I think there's a lot more room for, just your personal touch and, how much you put of everything. Whereas baking, you have to be really
Baking.
exact.
Yes, that's exactly true. Baking, yeah, that's another level. I think
Right.
most people are either cooks or they're bakers, like, they don't do both, right? Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. So, guys, before we get into this a little bit more, I want to direct you to another food episode. We do a lot of food talk on
We
All Ears
love food
English,
episodes.
right?
Yes.
So, guys, head on over to 1403, which is all about pizza. Grab a slice and learn pizza vocabulary in the US.
That was actually a trivia question, or not a trivia question, just like a conversation starter in my Orange Theory class last night. It was like, "What style pizza will you eat?" And people have very strong opinions about that. The teacher
Right.
was like, "I only eat New York pizza. I will not do
Really?
Detroit, Ohio pizza." Yeah, she
Uh-huh.
folds it and she's too thick, she says, the Detroit style. So, guys, go over and check out that episode for some great
Yes.
conversation that you can use to connect in English, right?
Definitely. All right. So, what's the first thing you might say?
All right. Again, very not exact. A splash. A
Mhm.
splash. This is used with a liquid, right? You would never say
Right.
add a splash of flour.
Right. No, 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 no. Yeah, this is specifically for liquid. You might say like add a splash of oil, right? Like you know
Mhm.
how I mean in a recipe sometimes it'll say like add oil to the pan and it's like, well, how much oil? It's like whatever.
I don't know. Well, how
Right?
much is it, Michelle? I mean, what do we do? What does that mean when we see that on the recipe? What does it mean?
Splash. Yeah, so I think about it like, just like you pour a little bit in and you
Yeah.
pick it up quickly. Like you just
Right,
kind of
right, right.
like let a little bit of liquid out and then get it, right?
Yeah.
So also we might use this like if you're, maybe ordering a drink or something, you might say like just add a splash of cranberry juice, something
Right.
like that.
Right.
Actually, that's funny. So so with my son, he doesn't have a lot of juice, but sometimes like when we've needed like during potty training, you're supposed to give them a lot of liquid. So to
Okay.
encourage it with a little bit of juice. So I would always just take like a splash because I didn't want to give him too much. I would give him like a splash of
Right.
cranberry juice and water. So then there became a
Yeah.
name for that. So we call it splash juice. So to this day,
Splash
like
juice.
he hasn't
Oh,
had it
that's
in a
cute.
while, but call it splash juice. So that's just my
Splash
little
juice.
family word. Yeah.
Oh, we make our family
Yeah.
words, right?
Yeah.
That's so fun. That's so
Yeah.
cool. A little
Yeah.
family culture of your own. I love it.
Uh-huh.
That's very cool. So a splash is kind of I mean, it's probably more than a tablespoon, right? It's probably just sort of like you're just throwing a little bit in. Guys, you're not it's not a
Right.
cup, it's not half a cup, it's not even a quarter of a cup.
Right.
It's just
It's a
somewhere in
splash.
between. A splash. Yeah. But you're gonna see this more than you think,
Oh,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah. So it's not completely exact, but, just and then pull back.
Throw it
So,
in. Throw
yeah,
it in.
throw it in.
What's the next one?
The next one is a pinch.
Yes.
So I'm thinking of like, I mean, sometimes I do this, like, even if I just want to add salt to this, do you ever do it when you're cooking and you just pour the salt into your hand and then you just kind of like, I'm on
Yeah,
YouTube, you guys can
a
see, like, you
pinch.
just kind of, yeah, you just kind of like put so that not too much salt comes out from the
Exactly.
containers, from the
Yeah.
shaker. Like, you just do it in your hand and then you kind of, I don't
Yep,
know.
for sure. By the way, guys, today's episode is on
Yeah,
YouTube,
so
so
you
if
can
you
see
wanna
me
consume
doing a pinch.
a pinch, just a pinch, right? Pinching your fingers is like this, and guys, come over to YouTube to see it if you wanna see it, and then drop it in. Just a pinch of salt,
Uh-huh,
okay?
uh-huh, and then there's a dash, which is the same idea as a pinch, I think, but,
Yeah.
you could say, like, "Oh, a dash of pepper."
Yeah, it's kind of refreshing to have these non-exact,
Yeah,
ways of measuring,
it's
It
not
tells us
stressful.
we have a little freedom, and if you like
Yeah,
more salt, you can add more salt, right? Or you can go back
exactly.
and add salt later if
Do
it's not
you
salty enough.
do you
Yeah.
like, things made with a lot of spice?
A lot of spice? Well, since I moved to Colorado, yes. I'm definitely
Hmm,
getting into more they have, a culture of spicier food here for no question compared to the East Coast. Oh, yeah.
interesting. Oh,
Oh,
wow,
yeah.
that's nice. I like spicy food.
Yeah, green chilies are really hot out here, and so green chili sauce, breakfast burritos with green chili, things are definitely spicier out here. Yes,
That's funny. I didn't know that.
that's true. Yeah, yeah.
So
Southwestern culture, so yeah.
interesting.
Mhm,
So, yeah, guys, you can see a lot of times there's things like pinch or dash used for spices, I think.
mhm, mhm.
Now let's get a little bit bigger, okay, with the next one. What's the next one?
A dollop. This
A
is a really funny word to say.
Yes,
Dollop.
dollop, dollop, yes. So
Yes.
I think of this like more for yogurt or something,
Right.
like kind of like how much would you say a dollop might be?
I would probably take, like, a spoon from my kitchen and just fill it up with that. So, like, a tablespoon maybe, or more, or
Right.
a little maybe 2 tablespoons.
Yeah,
A
I would
normal
say,
eating
yeah.
spoon. Yeah.
Yeah, normal eating spoon and just like it's a boom. Like, I just like, you just throw it on there and that's a dollop. Like, isn't that a dollop of daisy? Isn't that, I don't know if I'm allowed to say
A
that.
dollop of daisy? I don't what is that? I don't even know what that
It's
is.
like, isn't daisy, is it yogurt or sour cream, or it's one of those things, and their tagline is "Do a dollop of daisy."
Do a dollop I've never
You never
heard of
heard
that
that?
before.
Oh,
That's
that's funny.
interesting. No idea. But yeah, I think this is reserved more for things that are kinda creamier, right? There
Mhm.
it's you would never again use this for flour because flour is dry, and you would never use it for liquids like juice, cranberry juice, or
No.
water. It's for
No,
the
no, no,
creamier things,
it's
peanut butter, cream, heavy
right,
cream,
right. It just has
yogurt,
more, it's like a denser type of thing than,
dense. Yeah.
yeah, so than like a cranberry juice or something.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's this is guys, this is really insider vocabulary here today. So you're gonna be able to show off in your cooking class. Did you ever take a cooking class when you and Dan were dating? I feel like that's a common thing to do when you're dating someone is go to a
I've d
cooking class.
I've done, like, we've done classes when traveling. I think I've talked about
Oh,
that a little
fun.
bit.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I also
Yeah.
took a class with a friend. I guess it was, like,
Fun
10 years
too.
ago now, and, yeah, so I have done it, but I'm not great.
Yeah.
What about you?
That
Have you done cooking
yeah.
classes?
A few. Traveling too. We took a really great cooking class in Lima. Oh my god,
Oh,
the food in
really?
Lima. Oh, Michelle, food in Lima,
Really?
incredible.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, we took a really cool cooking class there. But mostly we do food tours. So the
Mhm.
food is already cooked and we just get to eat it. But I've
Mhm.
never done one in the States. They're pretty expensive, but it's a
Yeah,
good gift if you want to gift a
it is a good
couple
gift.
a cooking class, for example. It gives them a date night out, or just go out with a friend and do it. It's fun. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. That's great. That's great.
Mhm.
I don't know why I sounded so surprised about Lima. I mean, why wouldn't there like
Oh,
but
it's an
that's cool. But
amazing
that's
food
cool.
culture.
Yeah, no, it's just something I
Yeah.
would hope that I get to try one day.
Yeah, you should
Um,
go to Peru someday. It's
I
it's
would love
great.
that.
Yeah, for
I would
sure,
love
for
that.
sure. Yeah.
And then we have one last one, and I think this one is important. What is it, Lindsay?
To taste, right? So you can so this yeah, you see this a lot on recipes. Just for your
Mhm.
preference, you can say add garlic powder to taste. What does that mean if I see that on my recipe?
It's like however much you like. So I
Right.
would probably start with a little, do a little taste,
Mhm. Do we
maybe add a
have to
little bit
add?
more.
Is
Oh,
that
do you
optional?
Oh, yeah, I think it is optional, but uh, I think it's kinda optional when they say to taste, yeah.
Okay, good to know. I don't
I
know
don't know.
because
Mm, I mean, anything with cooking is optional, especially cooking rather than baking, like we
yeah,
said. So, I guess if
right,
you don't
right.
like garlic powder, then it's you don't have it, right?
Yeah, you can always finish the recipe and then taste it and say, "Oh, we need a little bit more garlic powder." You can add it in, right?
Right.
You can go back and add it in. So, it's optional when you see to taste, add garlic powder to taste. All right, Michelle, how about a role play for our listeners?
Let's do it. So here we are cooking.
All right. Surprise, surprise.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay, so next add a dollop of sour cream.
Okay, done.
Okay, now a dash of paprika.
Wow, this looks good. And now a pinch of salt. Oh, don't add too much. Careful, the lid is loose.
Oh, thanks. Now a splash of orange juice.
And lime juice to taste. Okay, we're almost done.
I wonder what we were making there. Sour cream and
Sour cream,
interesting.
salt, pepper. I think it could be some sort of like well, I don't know about the orange juice. That's
Mm, maybe
the
some
orange
kind
juice threw me off. But before that I was thinking, I might put like that like on like ground, turkey or, some sort of,
Oh.
like a yeah, to put in a little taco or something like that.
Oh, Michelle, you are more advanced than I am in terms of culinary knowledge. In that case,
Oh,
I
yes.
never would have thought of
Oh, that's funny.
that.
I
All
like
right.
lime juice with everything, so
Yeah, me too, me too.
really, yeah.
All right, let's go back and look at this. So, okay, so I said, okay, so next add a dollop of sour cream. And again, that word's kind of fun to say. Dollop.
Dollop.
Dollop. How do you spell that, by the way, for our listeners who are listening and
Good
they're not seeing the
question.
transcripts? How do we spell that?
Good question. It's Dollop. Dollop. It is
Okay,
fun.
interesting. Yeah, that is fun. What's next?
Then you said a dash of paprika.
Yep, just a dash, right? And then, okay, and now a pinch of salt, right? And we pinch it in our
Mhm.
hands. And then
Mhm. And then a splash of orange juice, so we just dump a little bit out.
but a dash and a splash, and then lime juice to taste.
So add
Nice.
some, however much you like.
I love it. So good. Wow, Michelle, this is awesome. I don't think we've ever done such a detailed episode, a specific episode about cooking,
Mm.
right? So we're going into the depths of the kitchen here, guys, for
Yes.
you.
Definitely. Oh my gosh, this is fun. Guys, remember to hit follow on the All Ears English podcast so you never miss anything from us. So wherever you're listening, wherever you listen to All Ears English, make sure you hit follow.
Yeah, and I think the takeaway for today, what I want you guys to remember from today is don't be afraid to cook and don't be afraid to host dinner parties. There's nothing cooler than having people over to your house. You feel comfortable and people are in your home and you're going to make
Mhm.
something for them. That is a really great way to build
Mhm.
if you feel like you have some loose ties, maybe some coworkers or some
Mhm.
neighbors you just want to get to know better. That is the way
Mhm.
to do it. Don't be
Oh,
shy.
for
Cook
sure.
something, invite them over,
Or
and what do you think, Michelle?
invite someone over to cook with you and practice these words.
I love that. I love that. Real we can
Mhm.
connect over cooking because we can smell something, we can enjoy it, we all eat, and so it
Yes.
works. It
It's
works.
great. It's great. Awesome. Well, this was fun, Lindsay. Happy cooking, everybody.
All right, take care, Michelle. Talk soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.